I'm actually really excited. What is up, everybody? I am joined by Ryan DePaulo. Now, we have, and I throw it in there like that just so you know, this is how people are going to start saying your name. Um, Ryan, I already gave an introduction to you basically before you even joined the show. But for those who don't know a little bit about you, I wanted to let you know that you did an interview with Sasha. I think was it last summer
Yeah, last summer.
when you took third in a WSOP event. And it's my job. I don't know if you know this, but I am the head of video, in fact, for PokerNews. And so I do review the analytics relatively frequently. I check out what's going on. And as the summer was going on and on, I was just like, this video is popping off like crazy. This parkour kid is like, God, got fans like it's nobody's business. I don't know what's going on, but you had my attention immediately. And it turns out that you may or may not have like the absolute best, most diehard fam, the Degens in the world.
Yeah, it's great. It's super cool. I think because I just verbal diarrhea myself out there, and then people, I believe, get to know me enough that I know that, like, I know people when they come up to me and they're like, "Oh, I watch your channel, I love it." That like there's a base level that we're friends. So it's like a, even though it's sort of one way, it's like a real connection. And also, credits to you on that video as well because you rank higher than me in some places when searching my own name. So that just speaks to your SEO skills and your gangsterness. You know what I mean? We both help each other here.
So sick. Well, I guess I first want to just for the few people in the Poker News audience who do not know you yet, they're about to. So talk to me a little bit. You stream, you're a poker player, but let's like get deep. Let's deep dive into young Ryan. Childhood life. Like, give me a little background, a little history before you become, the man that is the DGen we see today.
I don't know. I mean, like I grew up in New York City, went to performing. The movie Fame is about my high school, you have to audition to get in. It's a public school, but I got in for acting. Um, like I've always been sort of creative, and then like that, and sort of degenerate, and went to college, got kicked out sort of from University of Colorado. By sort of I mean did. Came home, played micro stakes like for fun as a hobby, living in a 10-bedroom illegal share in Chinatown for real. Then like Black Friday, I got back into it, and then like through videos and having more money because of like actually having a job, like started playing poker again, but also making videos, and then they like led to each other more and more. And then now like I almost don't suck, and my videos have grown popular or whatever.
I almost don't suck might be the title of this video when I put it on. You're a quotable guy. And this is random but kind of funny because I feel like so I grew up in Colorado and then I went to film school in New York. I probably would have liked to have gone to acting school, but mama was never going to be an actor. And also like had to leave college. What did you get kicked out of university for? It's a partying
It,
school. I feel like it's a hard school to get kicked out of.
You would think, but no. Well, the secure maybe I ran a little bad that the that the security hub for the entire all the dorms, which are any buildings on the campus, was on my in my dorm on my floor, and I was the first door in the hallway there. And then like first week, so it's like two strikes for underage drinking, and then you get suspended, and third, and you're like expelled. So I left my door open with a bunch of beer cans for strike one. Strike two, I gave a fake name, got away with it. But the real strike two was something I was slapboxing in the hallway, drunk, and then like mouthed off to cops and got tackled. Whatever. It helped me actually because I was not really studying there. I was just wasting my dad's money. So I'm grateful in hindsight that I had to come back to New York and then finish in Brooklyn College for like 1/10 of the price.
Dude,
But it was really unfair. No, it was totally. And then the third arrest was just at a house party where all there was I would oh, the only charge
everyone.
was underage drinking.
I mean, like in high school, we used to go to the University of Colorado to go get drunk. Like everybody is underage drinking there. It's like the culture. It's the whole thing. They actually are trying to give tickets for underage drinking in
Yeah,
Boulder.
minor in possession, minor of MIP, minor in possession of alcohol. I happened to be the one at the house party who was going outside back to smoke a cigarette as cops were approaching the door.
Oh.
And they saw me shine the light, and then I like closed the door and didn't warn everyone, and then went to the front door. It was just bad luck, but it all happened for a reason, because now I have a bracelet. No, I'm joking. It all happened for a reason, because I wasn't studying. It really saved me
Well,
in a way.
it all makes sense, and I a million zillion percent believe that, you know, everything's happening for a reason, and your path is not the one that you anticipate for yourself almost ever. But let's talk a little bit. So you have your fans, your homies. I'm not sure. I feel like it's a community. I don't know if fans is the right words, but
Yeah.
they're your degens, right? We call them degens, and
I'd rather I like viewers better, or whatever you choose. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, no, I like that. But I feel like there's
sickos.
few. Ooh, I like that too. There's a few. I do a video series every summer with Mark Chirp-Herm, where I have him sort of go through the nomenclature that he and his buddies are using at the time. And I feel like your whole crew also has its own set of sort of vocabulary words that we might need to just talk a little bit about the etymology of for the PokerNews family.
Yes.
Of which I want to start with, where did this parkour thing emerge from?
It's really messed up that I am just, well, this speaks to what level. Well, okay. So one video, we just were in Atlantic City early in the vlogs, and then there's this weird statue. And then as like a troll, I'm always improvising when filming, but I was like, you know what? We're just here for parkour. We're not gambling this vlog. Parkour. And then I just jumped and did a jump. And it was a funny moment in the video. It was very silly. Like I did a couple and then edited it. Like they were intense jumps.
Yeah.
Not even knowing about the Office bit. It's an easy sport to make fun of, but I don't watch The Office. I would not steal a bit to this extent. And I wasn't even planning on it becoming a bit. But the next video, people were like, "Where's the parkour?" And I was like, "Oh." And since I was so early in my channel and I'm like a clown trying to spin plates, I was like, I'll give them what they want. So then I just like started incorporating horrible parkour jumps. It's also a funny sport to make fun of, and so it just became that. And then whatever, I don't know how to respond when people like are like, "Oh, parkour," or I'll be playing on ACR and they'll see me at a table and be like, "Yo, Ryan, parkour," and I'm like, "Hi." I wish it was one where there was like a parkour question mark, and then I would say yes, or I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure there's others. Sorry, but that's the big one.
It's super. It's almost like how nicknames evolve or something, where it's like, I'm just like, and then all of a sudden you're stuck with it forever. But I love it, and I do love The Office, but also I'm a big fan of parkour in general. So I love this, and there's I want to say mush. Something.
Yeah, Joey, and that was that's my username on WSOP.com. So he's in some of my vlogs. He's like a actual friend, but in terms of the vlog, he's a character on my vlog. If you look at it like that, like some form of reality show, and he's like he's just a mush is the bit. You know, that term is, everybody I think gambling knows mush, but they're bad luck. I only became aware of it from Bronx Tale, but I, like early in the vlogs, I was winning without him, and then losing when he would join me. And also he's like a big victim. Like he sulks so bad when he thinks he'll send bad beats that are not bad beats. Like he'll send a photo of a PLO hand and we'll be like, "Dude, you got it. You weren't ahead." And he like thinks like, "I can't hit anything." He swears he's like only one flip live ever. He's very funny. So Joey's a mush is like become a bit, and then on my Twitter, like I'll like be like, I hate to get political, but I just I think that with the NYPD, Joey's a mush. Like it just like always go back to this like fact. I don't know.
I love it. It's super. I love it. Okay, so we have like the most important ones then covered, and so before we get like too deep into anything too, I want to at least throw it out once or twice. I feel like now is a good time. When people want to find you, you have all these nicknames, you have all these funny things going around, you've got different names on different sites. If people want to find you and watch your content, what should they be looking up?
Ryan DePaulo, or I probably rank for Degenerate Gambler, but Ryan DePaulo, Degenerate Gambler, is the YouTube channel, and that's where I want. That's like what I care most about probably is the YouTube channel. My Twitch name is horrible. It's like Ryan DePaulo Degenerate. It's like so hard to type in, but.
we we weren't graced with the super easy last name, but is it at least different enough for you? Like Jeff Platt, my podcast co-host, like he has at Jeff Platt everything. Like who has that in 2020? Who's able to just use their name for anything? I don't even
Oh,
understand.
I know.
But we have
So
okay.
hopefully I rank high enough for the hopefully I can make Degenerate Gambler enough that it just comes, even though I don't claim to be any super degenerate. I'm just a degenerate who's like maybe,
Just like a standard
whatever.
degenerate, just like a normal standard degenerate. Well, speaking of
Interrupt me if you need to.
degenning, I would say, in fact, I even saw on a few like mainstream little outlets that people were picking up and very excited about your recent bracelet win. Very excited that it had to happen in the Whole Foods parking lot. So, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Big deal, especially after coming in third last summer. It's like, dude, it's time to get a bracelet. Let's do it. And I think it would just make sense for us to talk a little bit about why one would be playing in a parking lot. Besides just that you're a degenerate, I'm not sure.
Well, I guess, I mean, I don't know how many people know, but or not the law, that you physically need to be in New Jersey or Nevada to play. Many people took trips there. I live in Manhattan, so I'm like, it's really silly because I could probably theoretically run a cable the 2 miles to Jersey to my home computer if it were my like a cartoon. But so I was hodgepodging together different ways of being in New Jersey for different nights of it, all of which were horrible settings to play poker. Like I busted one event. Literally, I had the laptop on me, and then my girlfriend's niece, or who may or may not become my niece, reading her a bedtime story, I busted an event. Like I like also played some on my phone, and then I'm like figuring out ways to piece it together. So the car is more like I was like betting against myself. I was like, I'm not going to get a place to stay because I'll probably bust early, and then I could just sleep at home. So it's like a reverse. I don't even know. It's so funny that that's a storyline because I was just doing it. And then it turns out that's the fun. I'm like, oh, that's on brand. That's pretty funny. Like I Google my name first after. It's like DePaulo wins bracelet in parking lot. I was like, I guess this is pretty ridiculous.
So perfect. And your reaction for those who missed it was also, I would say, on brand and on point all the way around. It was beautiful. And I was just catching up with, I guess it comes kind of full circle to the beginning. You were talking about, sort of developing a relationship with your viewers, with your audience, and it turned out, clip this. Someone did clip this 30 seconds where I feel like you got a big baseball game in your future. Why don't you tell the Poker News podcast fam what you went ahead and did?
Yeah, it's NFL actually, but either way, it's
NFL.
very amazing that whatever. It's like so. I totally forgot about this, but after winning, somebody added me on Twitter or whatever it's called, mentioned me, and I saw this video, and it's me streaming months ago, and I'm like, if I win any bracelet this year, any bracelet at all, I will take you, Dougie. Like I never seen him in my chat before too. He just got me to make this promise that I'm obviously keeping. But I was like, any bracelet at all, I swear on my mother's grave. It's very New York Italian.
Yes.
I swear on my mother's grave, which is the highest honor, like bigger than swear to God. I swear on my mother's grave that I will take you, fly you out, and we'll go to the Jets home opener together if I win any bracelet. And then immediately after, I'm like, oh God, I'm probably going to win one with a $3 prize pool, and then this will cost more than that or whatever. But I'm very happy to pay it. But when I first saw it, I was like, yo, that's hilarious. I totally forgot about this.
I was dying a little inside because, of course, when you say it, you're just like, yeah, that's a pipe dream. Like, yeah, that'll be great if that happens, but we'll see. And then someone actually really did save it and clip it, and like, believe this guy knew. Like, he was like, this is coming, dude. This is your year.
Yo, it's like my girlfriend was like, it's like Angels in the Outfield plot. It's like, I'll be your dad when the Angels win the pennant or something. It's like, yeah, whatever. I'll never have to actually be his dad.
So, okay, this is like a total side thing, but having lived in Manhattan before, it's like unbelievably expensive and just like ridiculous to live there in general. So this is quite impressive, and that you're a degenerate gambler. Anyways, talk to me a little bit about what, I guess your normal life is like. Are you just like grinding from New Jersey most of the time? Or what does it look like?
Well, it's been weird. It's been like pretty fluid in the last like year and a half or whatever. So I was working in a box office on Broadway, It's like a union job. Union
Dude, union jobs are the best. Get it.
and I know for real. And Broadway's all unioned up, and my dad's like a Brooklyn union dude. And then and so I was working, but that's like sort of on and off when there's a show in your theater, and it like on the side I was making these videos and then playing, and then my life now though living. First of all, I'm out of here as soon as this lease is up because Manhattan is I'm over it, even though I've grew up here. But it's like making videos and playing too much poker. I say too much poker because I'd rather the pie chart of my life be more creative than poker play, but it's been a little, well, whatever. It worked out now. Who cares? What am I talking about?
No, but I think
I don't know.
I actually, it's so funny because it's a question that I've heard lots of people ask, a lot of the poker vloggers, what portion of your life do you feel like is, poker versus the sort of creative things? Do you do one to support the other or vice versa? And I do actually think it is something that you should think about what you are more interested in or what you would like to see be more.
Right. Well, I just don't meet my aspirations are clear that I want to be a creator first and creative first, and then poker originally just not bad at poker second, or maybe profitable second. I mean, but Corona just like made me like play online all day every day, and then like hiring an editor. So it's like I was just like, oh, I have all this free time to do more creative stuff. Let me just overfire all these tournaments. I don't know.
Which it's so interesting too, though, right? Sometimes when you have a theoretical idea about what you want your life to look like or what it should look like, but then when given the opportunity, maybe you really deep in your heart are actually just a degen. Who knows?
Hopefully not too much, because it's like it's almost like if I had a channel, like if you had a channel like Ryan DePaulo heroin addict, it wouldn't last if I was actually a full heroin addict. You know what I mean? Like maybe you could dabble in it and then document it. So I can only be sustainable at like a little bit percentage of degen.
That's true. That's true. The heroin dabbling is just not that common of a channel, but I would tune in. I might watch.
For there was one video they posed like, hey, I'm gonna start this channel aspirational, and then it's like they're just never heard from again.
R.I.P. Ryan DePaulo heroin channel after his second video. And so I think it's obvious that your personality is what really attracts people to your channel. Just being kind of raw and real, I think that is what people are interested in seeing. And actually they aren't that interested in just seeing people be successful. They really want to see people just be real, and that's pretty uncommon. But it's interesting because you come from a background of acting, right? Also clearly you're involved in the theater, so there is some elements of your channel which are more theatrical and more fun. And I was dying watching the Mike Postle rap video. I don't know how I didn't see this video already, but it's amazing, and I'm actually going to insert it into this podcast and into this video. So can you kind of like tee up really quick the sort of process, like talk to us a little bit about this video before we put it in.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm glad. Thank you for asking about that, because this is like the video I'm probably the most proud of, I guess I'd say, because it was just pure like work. So I was in Greece during all this Postle stuff. I saw all these YouTubers raking in all these views. I was jealous. I was like, Jeff Boski, who's my friend and a vlogger, but he was just posting the 10 Postle hands and barely commenting on and getting all these views. And I was like, man, I'm missing out on this like sweepstakes, but I also wouldn't do it. That's not the type of channel I have. And then I got home and I was like, yo, I want to do something creative. And then I don't even know how it came to be, but I literally learned how to make beats from this like program, made a loop of like the World Series of Poker song, and then just like started writing a rap. And then I don't know, it was fun to make, but I felt a little YouTube view butthurt that it didn't get maybe 10,000 views more, but maybe this will help. I don't know.
I honestly was surprised when I saw it at like 50K views or something. I was like, how does this not have like at least 200K views? I mean, I'm just saying, like everyone in poker at least should have seen it, which has got to be like 200K people. I was thinking the same thing. Yeah. We've got to hype this video like way more. And I was also wondering, so you're not, side hustle pursuing rap, because I thought your rap game was pretty good.
Thanks. No, well, sometimes when I stream, as any people watch me, I stream like maybe 2 days a week, 1.5 days a week on average on Twitch. I will freestyle often. Yeah. So I don't know. I want to make more, but they take so much time. There's so many things I want to do, but it was so much fun. Maybe next time somebody cheats, I'll rap about that again. Maybe that'll be my thing. Just every controversy I'll rap about. I don't know.
I feel like that should be your niche. I definitely feel like that should be your niche. And with the spoon in the hat, like I was dying. Like it was like it just kept evolving as the like video was going. I'm like, this is so good. This is so good.
Thank you.
Okay, I have to get to the chat, but before we do, I'm just going to give myself a place to cut away to possibly the greatest video of all time.
Hey, yo, Joey, give me that WSOP beat. What? Son, not the fucking gay one? Get this shit off. Give me the real one, man. Yeah. Yo, it's Mike Postle. I'm about to clear some things the fuck up, bro. A lot of you guys been saying stuff. Tell him, Mike. And we'll listen, yo. Listen up, yo, I'm about to teach you all a lesson. Teach. Most of you guys got the damn wrong impression. I don't cheat, I don't know why y'all are stressing. Well, maximum maybe like 57 sessions. It wasn't like I could just see the damn cards. I had to look in my lap and squint really hard. It was a struggle, man, all this hate. I don't deserve this. 3 times I even almost fucking lost service. I'm the scale of all scales, y'all should give me some credit. Actually, I won't pay you back, so fuck it, forget it. Being greasy ain't easy. Y'all don't believe me? I even fucking cheated against my niece in Parcheesi. If anyone's played at LATB, can you tweet me the pin to their RFID? Ivy, Jungle, Boski, Fossil, I'll take them all cause I am Mike Postle. I play poker like Jesus. These dudes can't believe this. They say it's impossible. It's just crotch theory optimal. Got your hand near my penis. It's not gay how I mean this. Not gay. I play pot so unchoppable. Cause it's crotch theory optimal. If we were animals, you would be sheep, and I would be the shepherd who rapes them and cheats. How'd I even cheat a dying man? This is the answer. I say go gadget, fuck that guy with cancer. And that would be that. Then my dude in the back would transmit his hand to the spoon in my hat. Then I muck or put chips in. Y'all need to listen. Fuck Joe Ingram. Don't fall for his bitchin'. I'm better for poker than poke is, yo, cause the lame doesn't play or watch videos. But we both play poker like big phonies, cause he is a fake. I got my phone on my knee. Ivy, Jungle, Boski, Fossil, I'll take them all cause I am Mike Postle. I play poker like Jesus. These dudes can't believe this. They say it's impossible. It's just crotch theory optimal. Got your hand near my penis. It's not gay how I mean this. Not gay. I play pot so unchoppable. Cause it's crotch theory optimal. Crotch theory optimal. Crotch theory optimal. Crotch theory optimal. At least I'm not New York Poker King. Yeah, so that's it. Mike Postle. That's all I had written, man, but I still feel like there's more I could get off my chest, yo. No way.
Say back in the field, how many more telling me?
They'll believe me.
Back up,
Alright, back up. It's crotch theory optimal.
Whose man is this? Whose man is this? Whose man is this? I didn't invite him. You was some bitch nigga shit. Like he really was thought. He got the camera in my face. Like he really a thought. I like, can you get the camera off my man?
I'm cheating. I got caught cheating. I came from my beating. You guys can see I'm bleeding.
He a bitch ass nigga.
Out my ass, I fart.
Bro, this nigga try to act fly, kinda like LaGuardia. Stop shitting, he's a famous YouTuber. Just kidding.
I'm greasy, I'm cheesy. Y'all don't believe me. I cheat.
Get the scoop, get the news, y'all now rocking with the best. I was in 5th grade, I was a wild child. Really couldn't do my P's and my Q's right now.
Yo, I cheat unstoppable. I am Mike Postle. It's crotch theory optimal. Wow, that went really well. I think those guys were really responsive to me. But you know what, next time, I know it's supposed to be freestyle. I think I'm gonna write down some lyrics and just have them on my phone on my lap, just to have.
And here we go. So let's take a few of the questions from the chat. Mario wants to know if during your winning of your bracelet, you were panicking at all or having any issues with Wi-Fi, like how you are able to do a setup in your car that's not terrifying?
No, it was terrifying. It was horrible. On the hour, every hour, I was getting booted off for like a hand. Luckily, I had the phone there to, like log in quickly, but still, I might have disconnected a couple hands, and I was constantly, I probably played a couple hands when I knew that time was coming poorly, like just ripping in a hand where I would just raise, you know what I mean, or something like that, because I was afraid to get disconnected. So it had horrendous effects. This is by far such a bad setting to play. It was so irresponsible. And then also three-handed was, the app glitched. I haven't even like talked about this really, but I got disconnected from the Wi-Fi. I had to start the computer. The computer was slowing. I don't know what was going on, but I had to play on the phone, and pre-flop it thought it was limit poker. Like I've never seen this happen before. I could only call or min raise, and I'm not joking. It was so like I was like I was like gonna have a mental breakdown. Three-handed, and I was so afraid to go heads up like that. I was like, and then I didn't know how to like do the time bank pre-flop on there or anything, and the computer wasn't restarting. I played like 10 hands where pre-flop all I could do was call or min raise, or fold. I'm sorry, I could fold, but I couldn't jam. I couldn't like do anything more than min raise, call or fold.
So people are gonna watch back if it stayed like that. Like they would just be like, and Ryan DePaulo, the worst poker player maybe in history ever, who only min raises.
Yo, it was like imagine getting heads up and the dude has like 13 bigs and I can't just rip on him pre-flop ever. It was so terrifying. It was probably like 10 hands, and you see me disconnect in the Twitch final table stream, and people are like in the chat like sitting out. Oh my god, I can't believe so many things working against me. Many, almost all self-caused, but that's their app's fault. Dude. It thought it was limit poker. When somebody would open, half of the time I could jam, but then other times it was, I should have screen recorded it, because it was like the would have been the biggest disconnect horror in history. I mean, it still almost is in EV, but we don't think in terms of that. We're results oriented here in the degenerate brain.
Yeah, I'm with you. Always be results oriented. That's definitely the plus EV way to play. Well, I think then maybe Jordan has a question, and I'm pretty sure that you might then have the answer to it, which is, hey, I'm planning on playing a few events next week. I live in Minnesota. Should I go to Vegas and rent a hotel room, or should I go to New Jersey and rent a car?
Definitely go to New Jersey and rent a car, because I want less good players in the field. I'm still trying to win another bracelet. I hope to be in the final three where somebody disconnects. So my angle answer is definitely go to New Jersey. And I don't know. I don't know. And if people in all seriousness are being allowed and if they're all in one hotel on the same Wi-Fi, if they're allowed to play the same event. Do you know if that's going on or not at all?
Yeah, so if you're at a Caesars property, you are allowed to share an IP address. But if you're at other ones, I don't think you are. But yeah, I also had some question marks about this particular possible collusion or issues maybe that could happen.
Or that people just show up innocently in their own room and can't play because they don't know,
Yes.
But tell them to do the worst thing: to play and get a jersey, rent a whatever,
and
rent a car, go to a parking lot,
and definitely use the Whole Foods Wi-Fi. Restart your computer as many times as you can.
So bad.
Although you might want to I feel like we need to get you like a publicist or something who can get a hold of Whole Foods and see if they want to maybe like get on board with this, because I feel like this is really good promotion Whole Foods is getting for free.
If I had any clue that this would become a thing or a meme, as it obviously appropriately is, it was a little mall. I would have pulled over. There was like a massage envy next door or something. I would have gone somewhere a little bit funnier, or maybe more likely to work with me.
Yeah.
I would have thought it through. I could have drove over to like an Applebee's.
Yes.
Maybe they're more open to degeneracy.
Definitely.
But it just was a Whole Foods.
You could be the happy
you can't
hour.
control magic.
Happy hour sponsor. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I absolutely am just dying inside imagining us approaching these places, but so let's just think a little more cautiously before your next event. But in terms of the events that followed or maybe preceded, I'm trying to remember. I do know that you were at the same table with one of the heroes of poker, Chris Ferguson, facing the bubble together. And so we have like the hero, obviously, and the anti-hero together in this situation. Can you kind of give us, for those who missed it, what went down?
Yeah, it was very exciting. So that was last night. So it was 2 nights ago, Sunday night or whatever, that I won the bracelet. Then I played I upgraded from a parking lot to my friend's bootleg Airbnb, like somewhere right over the water in Jersey.
Yep.
Bougie. Like max late reg in the car. Like I just made it to his house because anyway. So and then I made a deep run in that, finished 20 something in the 1500 freeze out. Then last night upgraded again to a hotel, which I wasn't sure if it was the gods would say to me, you need to go back to a lot with the outcome of cards.
Yeah.
But then we're nearing the bubble. Jeff Platt is streaming. People are like saying like the short stack is Chris Ferguson. He'd be like, oh, everyone's gonna go nuts if Ryan busts him for the bubble. It's like hero villain. And then I was like, oh my god, that's Chris Ferguson. And then yeah, I had pocket tens open and he jammed with ace king off. And then I was like, yo, this in the 3200, which I didn't have. I sold a lot of action because I'm not that degenerate. But it was amazing. I was like, what is life? This is so cool. And so 3 cashes in a row. But bubbling him was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'd say you're on fire. I'd say this 2020 online WSOP this is your summer. This is it.
All my WSOP, even like the one ring event I played when I was in Vegas in March, I finished third for 33K and a 525, like their main event of that. And then last WSOP, I only played 2 events and cashed both. Like WSOP is my jam, I guess. I say
and
that
by
now.
cash,
like,
you mean took third in one, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'd say that's
and the
a
other was
solid
a tag
cash.
team, yeah. I'd say that's a solid cash.
Which, talk to me a little bit about that event. I feel like this happened when I was not at the Rio for a couple weeks, but the pictures.
It was a Colossus last year, yeah.
Dude, the pictures were amazing. You were really representing New York, first of all, but in this just really glorious. There's like a few pictures where you've even got some kind of a leopard jacket on with your necklace, and the fashion game was strong. But talk to me a little bit about this tournament.
Yeah, so it was the Colossus. It was like, I don't know. I like max late reg. It was just insane. It was like a multi-day run. My first time at the World Series of Poker. The second event I played first was a tag team with my 2 friends who are both worse than me, who are in my channel, and they're buddies of mine. But one of them is the Mush, and we were so scared he was gonna blow it day one. But so anyway, I cashed out and then played the Colossus, and like it was just insane. At the end of day one, I was like, all right, whatever, I bagged chips. The end of day two. All of these are in vlogs, which people should check out because it's super cool. Like I would love anybody, even if I didn't like them as a person, to watch what it's like experiencing a super deep run like that. You know, like I love hearing main event people when they go deep, like what their arc was like over the 7 days, you know?
For sure.
And so like, I'm so grateful that I was like able to document it for myself or for everyone. It's just so cool. It's so crazy. But that, 13,000 person field and I finished third is so bananas. And that much more than the bracelet the other night. I had the time because of there's multiple days and then like slower pace of play to actually think about the scale of the moment, versus like the other night. It was just like, I won a bracelet. Oh my God.
That's what I was actually wondering. I was thinking about how different the experience is. I mean, obviously actually winning a bracelet is winning a bracelet, which is just amazing, period. But seeing the pictures of you at the final table last year, you know, in the sort of Thunderdome, and there are so many moments where you're like, you know, back with your rail, and then there's moments where you can just see the sweat, like see the fear, the pressure, all the things going on. Is there even any way to compare these two experiences?
I don't think so, because it's so crazy that it's the same thing. Or the world final tables of the World Series of Poker, but no, it's so funny because it's like one, like in the car, I knew tons of people were sweating me, but I had no as at the Colossus, but like tons of people were sweating me, but nobody was there. I was alone in this parking lot in New Jersey, and it was like coming up daylight. There were some other people, and I was thinking like the person across waiting to go to work has no idea like anything. Like I don't know what he's doing. He doesn't know. I could be anywhere doing anything.
Yeah.
And then at the Colossus, it's like all these TV cameras. There's like all these people there. Not even for me. Like half the people are like, what? There's tons of chaos. Like my friends are there live. it's totally different, but both are pretty cool. I recommend both to everybody.
Yeah.
Win a bracelet, online and go make a live final table.
Yeah, and next time we'll win the bracelet at the final table, and then we can talk more.
Then
about
I can
what that
fully
feels
compare.
like.
You know what? You're right. I think I need to do a little more research just for us.
Yeah, for this, so we can have a really esoteric conversation with real answers that people can have. Now, one of the things in this video that I watched of yours a million times that did so well is that you dropped this bombshell that your friend was going to use. He had invested a small amount, I want to say $20, in your Colossus buy-in and was getting back $20K or something like that. And he was going to buy his girlfriend an engagement ring. And then in the video, you're like, oh crap, like what if he hasn't actually done it yet? Deedly-do, we have to, edit this out of the video. I need to fill in the details. Did said friend do the proposing? Are they getting married? Have they gotten married yet? Your face is like super deadpan, so I'm a little concerned that they broke up.
Yeah, no, they haven't. He recently bought the ring though, and then he keeps being like, I'm gonna propose. I literally I don't want to text him now, but we maybe sadly another year maybe need to not get into this because I'm texting him. Sorry, this is inappropriate, but I need to know, like, yo, did you propose yet? I would assume he would. Guys, my girlfriend keeps being like, did so-and-so propose yet? And I'm like, oh yeah, we don't talk about it that much. Like, it's like so funny that
dudes don't talk about that stuff. It's the same. I ask my husband all the time, like, oh my gosh, so what's going on with her mother or whatever? And he's like, what? I don't know. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
We don't talk about that. But I will say also, my husband had my engagement ring for years, apparently, before proposing. And I don't think he ever would have given me the ring if I didn't at some point say, like, hey, if we're not getting married, like, I gotta get out of here because I'm not getting any younger, you know what I mean? And he was like, literally my husband proposed on Skype because I told him, like,
the
hey,
deadline
listen.
was approaching.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he's like, look in this drawer, like look under the bed or whatever. And I looked and I was like, oh, okay, so is this like a proposal?
You're like
yeah,
blowing the dust off.
Yes. I was like, what are you waiting for? So tell your buddy, like, he needs to get it together because PokerNews is about to blow this shit up.
Yo, he's had a year. It's on him if he didn't do it by this point. But
yeah,
he had 5% of me again. Like, I sell sweats to a couple friends. Like, he had 5% of me the other night. So now maybe vacation for them or a wedding ring if they don't work out and she keeps this wedding. No, I'm joking. I like this is a bad joke. He's gonna do it.
What about your girlfriend? What's the story on that?
Yo, she's like, that I gotta do that very soon. She's like, just so you know, she's a lot more ratchet at times, and she won't mind me saying that she can get. She's from Queens. We're both New York City, and she would be like, she's like, just so you know, I have a date in my mind that I'm not gonna tell you, and if it's past that date, we are done. I mean, she's sort of saying it tongue in cheek, but I know I gotta do it. I gotta do it.
I love it. Well, now
I should have done it before this.
Yeah, now that ring. I was just gonna say, now you know that ring is gonna look extra. We know who's paying for the wedding now.
Yeah, I know, seriously.
But I'm assuming that the nieces you referenced earlier are the ones from the music video.
Yes.
Yeah. Totally worth it. So you gotta bag this one because you definitely need those nieces.
Great. They're so fun playing. That was like the best way. If they weren't like climbing all over me to like hang out and play while I'm trying to play an event, that would be the best setting to like hang out with this like sweet family in the day with these cute nieces and play like whatever. Like they had the entire table set with stuffed animals and stuff, and then play a bracelet at night in this like loving family would be great if it worked. But again, we're only results oriented here also, so the lot seems to be the way to go.
Yeah, I love it. All right, well, I need to make sure that I'm not missing any super important. There's been a lot of questions. This is the problem that I have. This actually, big props to you and all of the people who stream, communicate with their people, play poker, talk all at the same time. When I'm talking to you, I cannot be looking at the questions in the chat and have any semblance of a normal, like, I actually have to listen to what you're saying or else I cannot like have a good conversation with you. And so I give you a lot of credit. Actually, I have a lot of respect for that job you do.
Well, a lot of respect for being willing to sacrifice so much EV while like you know what I mean? It's like, I'm done playing big. I think I'm gonna stop streaming Sundays or big like events because of that. I definitely want to stream one of these World Series events, but it's so costly and like you don't think it is. But anyway, I'll take the props. Props accepted.
Yeah, yeah. And I know you probably have to get on with your life. I probably have to get on with my life too. But I actually did want to ask you, just sidebar, because I've talked to, quite a few like East Coast grinders, a lot of peeps who are living in this world now in the United States who are trying to make money playing poker. And, it's difficult. You've got the ACR, hat.
Pro. I'm a team
thing.
pro now or whatever.
Yeah, team pro.
It's more than the sticker.
It's more than a sticker. You're
No,
a team
just-
pro. No, I know what you're saying. But so I guess I just want to know a little bit more about sort of the struggle, if there is any, or the like risks if there aren't, or whatever. Like how is it to be a professional poker player in this climate, I guess, where it's just a lot harder to live in the United States and play poker for the last decade?
I don't know, because I haven't really ever thought about, and even now I don't really think about how much money I make in terms of, like, I don't expect, like, I don't account for poker almost still, even though like I track and I'm like not that bad, but I'm more worried about like sponsorships and YouTube revenue and Twitch, because that's like where my passion more is. So I do, though, I'm for sure moving to New Jersey, as soon as this lease is up, and for other reasons too, though, because rent. But yeah, I don't know, for live poker, I don't know like how. I mean, my girlfriend and I talked about like, structuring our life, that I spend summers in Las Vegas, and then we both live there together. Obviously, I don't think there's any other way. Who knows what it will turn into, as Corona ends. But I don't know if this answers your question, but I think the challenges are like undeniable, unless like laws change, like for bracelet events or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I also think that makes a lot of sense then, or it's fortunate that your heart is sort of more in the content creating anyways, because I do think that seems to be a not only more lucrative, probably in some ways, but at least slightly easier route at this point, until we know what's going to happen with the we know how the federal government works at a snail's pace, if at all. So I would say, yeah, I think that's smart and makes a lot of sense. And then
can I show real quick though? Just let me just say that America's Card Room, I do play on a lot. That I kind of suck on there a lot of the time, even though I'm a team pro. You would think you get team pro, they'd rig it for you, like people say Illuminati.
Yeah.
But there are ways to play online, but yeah, it's not the easiest given all the other ways. But sign up America's Card Room, use promo code Gambler. Sorry to insert this like such a horrible shill, but go on.
That's what we got to do, dude. We're all trying to make a living out here. Come on.
Also, you could just Venmo me money, you guys. There's many ways to just send me money.
Yeah, or me. It's up to you.
Yeah. Like, well, please. You know what? Actually, matter of fact, yeah. Sorry, I interrupted your next question. I can't believe I interrupted you for that. That's so pathetic.
It's not. And I think I don't know. Who was I just talking to? Oh, I was talking to Berkey and Christian Soto a couple weeks ago about, it's interesting because I think that the idea of sort of sponsorship and money is so intimately linked with content creation, and also with like sponsoring poker players, that it's kind of unfortunate as the like sponsorships have dwindled. I also think the content has like changed a lot, and access to like interesting, great players has changed a lot, because most players are just less interested in creating content or being involved in creating good content, because if you don't have some sort of like financial stream that encourages it, then they don't want to. So you have all of these people and fans out there who love poker, who want to hear what their favorite poker players think and what's going on with them. But if the poker players aren't incentivized in some financial way to talk or to be out there, then we don't get that. And so I actually do think it's really important to like give props when you're sponsored, and to like encourage the idea of sponsorships, actually.
That's super interesting. And they've been great to me, America's Card Room. They gambled correctly with like, who I would become like the GOAT, the greatest of all time. They started to get with me early, but that's a really interesting point that you're talking about. I haven't really thought about that, but I think you're right.
I like their style too, because I actually am a big fan of the Boski. Also, I like people's content who just like give 0 Fs, you know, like people who just do things and are funny and don't really care about what everybody thinks about them. And so I like the direction ACR is going.
I want to have an argument though with somebody. I was on the Cracking Aces podcast and they were like started to be like, "Yo, we hate ACR here." I was like, "Yo, let's discuss this stuff." Like I'm totally open, you know what I mean? Like I'm not like trying to go. I'm somewhere between the Boski route and the I don't know what the other route would be, like fighting the hand that feeds me route. But like I really was like interested in the morality when people are like whining about all the problems with it when I was first working with them. I was like, yo, tell me what's the issues. Talk, tell like what's good. And all they could say was, well, not all they, whatever. I'm sorry. Like we don't need to get into this, but the things they said were not. It was more that all their contentions were like arguments of them being incompetent versus immoral, as in my opinion, which some people would say are one and the same because they feel like they have us by the balls. But I think that it's we're not entitled to it. Like I even see this in me complaining about WSOP.com, that it's like even though we feel like we're all like these free agents, it's like sadly we're not, you know what I mean? Like as poker players, we really feel like we're our own bosses, but we're sort of like reliant on these companies. And we're like, I'm not entitled to not have my stuff be like turn into a limit app on my phone and then when I'm three-handed. It's like it sucks and it's like the worst thing of all time. But like I don't know, like if it's so bad I shouldn't play there. It's sort of like, if anything, poker players I would think would be a little more free markety, but there's less choices, so I get it. But none of the issues were like, dude, they don't have the money, they're running with the money, you know, like or what big enough that or even in the field of morality, it was just more like, oh, they're more worried about avatars than fixing their software, which is just silliness to me versus like being evil, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. And you said it right. I think in the first thing, it's like, okay, incompetence versus immorality, and I don't think that they're the same thing. I think you're right. I definitely think those are different things. And it's interesting because actually I was thinking about this same idea in the content space with, you know, YouTube has like gone through, and actually I was really concerned about just the gambling channels in general because they were like coming after a lot of our content.
Oh my God, yeah.
It was terrifying, right? And also just lots of people I follow and like, I'm kind of like a weirdo, and so lots of people that I like, they've like taken their channels down. And I actually was thinking even in terms of content creation, where I was like, it should be that we should be able to be like, well, fine, you don't want my content, like I'll go put it 60 million other places, because there are 60 million other places. But really, YouTube has such a stranglehold at this point that there really isn't so many. It really is sort of more like,
yo, that's such a good analogy. I never thought about it. It's the same thing that I had that moment too when I was at risk of my YouTube. But what I thought when I had 2 strikes is like, yo, I could lose all of this tomorrow. And then it's like I really realized, like, oh, I don't actually control, like, one day this could go away. Right. Even though I feel like I'm fully free, I'm using these vehicles that obviously we're much more free than like a direct boss. But it's like, we're still, like, YouTube could just pull the plug, and they like, it's very good point. That was terrifying. I'm glad they straightened that crap out. All of us vloggers, I was like, yo, let's make a group chat. And Brad Owen was super helpful and nice in that, like as the one with the most subscribers and most reach, he was like relaying to us little guys, even though I'm a huge deal now, you know, I don't want to, get mistaken, but like he was super cool, man, and helpful, and we figured it out, and you guys just got it sorted out, I assume.
Yeah.
The entire channels will just be deleted, like all the stuff we all worked for.
That's the craziest thing. You can spend
and no one to reach.
Yes. Thousands and thousands of videos and hours and all this, and I thought the same thing, and it's all, I was like, just because they don't understand like some really basic simple things, and nobody's in charge, nobody can help you with anything, like, I don't know, honestly, it was terrifying. And especially when it's like your life's work at a certain point, I'm like, geez Louise, I've spent a decade of my life creating this ridiculous stuff. You're a baby, so you'll get there soon, like when you can say you've spent
having worked on anything for a decade.
Yeah, get out of here, it's ridiculous. But it was so awesome, Ryan. I'm like super excited to have met you, and I am definitely gonna be checking out a lot more of your content. I had a lot of fun today watching a lot of it, and let's one more time tell the audience where they can find you, where to get a hold of you. Oh, and Michael Burke is interested in sending you money on your Venmo, so just let him know where he can send it.
Can they scam me if I say it out loud? I don't know.
I don't think so.
What's the risk? It's at Ryan-DePaulo, and it's a picture of Chad Pennington.
Perfect.
I think, or maybe my face. Yes, it's Venmo me your money, guys. Please send your donations. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna set up a Stake Kings account to to sell action for maybe later events. But people can read YouTube Ryan DePaulo Degenerate Gambler. If you can't remember all that, type in Degenerate Gambler in YouTube, and you will find my channel. And from there, we can go on a journey together where you follow me on other things.
I love that. Let's go on a
self-serving
journey.
journey. What the hell? That's so self-centered.
Let's go on a journey together to the Whole Foods parking lot and ship a
know.
bracelet. If you guys haven't seen the reaction, I can tell that it meant something to you and it was very fun and exciting to watch. I also could tell no one else in the Whole Foods parking lot was even scared of you, which is like, it must be New Jersey, whatever it is. Like at 6:30 in the morning when someone is screaming like that, I'm normally like, I think I better get away from that guy. He's been
for sure.
He's not the heroin channel guy. He's definitely a different
Yes.
channel guy.
No, it's 98%. They're blasting off crack rocks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All day
Maybe
long.
95. Then throw in some.
Actually, just crazy people. There's
Right.
That's that 5%.
Yeah. And then like 0.0001% now they have to add in that pie chart that I know the police have database on.
You're
Screaming
winning a
I'm a
bracelet.
legend in parking lots at 6 a.m. is winning a bracelet. So now I've made the graph.
Insert here. All right. Thank you so much, Ryan. I hope you just ship tons more bracelets so you can take a lot more people to Jets games. And it goes to show that I don't even know anything about professional sports. That I was like, oh, you have to go to a baseball game. It's so funny. Deuces.
Bye. Thank you.